Hi guys, it's Chris with City Your Homestead. Time for another recipe with potatoes. So today, I'm going to can them in a way I swore I never would do. But I was watching Ruth Ann over at the Zimmermans, and she made them look so good, and I've watched a few other videos, and they made them look really, really good too. So, it is a form of Rebel, but if they turn out as good as hers did and several others, I am going to be totally impressed, and I will be very happy. So, let's see how this works out. So, I actually peeled these at 2 o'clock this morning, and I let them set when I went back to sleep, and then I've rinsed them twice since then. Once I cube them up, I will rinse them again and let them drain so that they can dry up a little bit. I don't know if I have enough cut up. If not, I'll have to cut up some more. I don't know why it always sticks to my knife. Probably because they're wet. But you're going to chop them into about 1-inch chunks. I was going to do something else with the potatoes too, but honestly, I don't think I'm going to have enough to do that. You can't believe how fast these go, you know what I mean? But I thought I could use the ones I already have here at home too. And then just buy a new 5-pound bag to replace it so that, you know, we have still fresh potatoes. But I told Tom, I said, you know, that one does not want to let go of the suction. I told Tom, I said, you know, actually we need to start using more of our canned potatoes, because I do have 37 quarts, I think, down there, 35 or something, I don't know. When they took my, when they did how much I had of everything, I don't think everything got counted right. So, but I told him, I said, you know, we really do need to start using our canned ones up. And, because they do turn out really, really good as long as you rinse them really well. Now, that was the thing I had about these, is you're not going to rinse them when you open them up. So, you know, that to me was like, oh, I don't know about that. But it'll be all right. Everything usually works out somehow. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to peel more potatoes, because that's not going to do 7 quarts. Alrighty, let me get these chopped up and peel a few more and get them rinsed. I can tell which ones I had to peel later on my French fries, because they did get starch in the bottom. But that's okay. A little bit of starch never killed anybody, but they just don't look as pretty. And I can tell the ones that I did the last bit, because the other ones don't have that starchy look at the bottom. Alright, so let me get these going, and then I will come back. Alright, so I got them all washed and drained. I did peel like 4 more potatoes, and I finally said to myself, if there isn't 7 quarts there, I'll can whatever I got. Today is Tuesday. This is going to post on Wednesday, but I'm just not feeling good today. So whatever I get done, I get done. And Tom is actually on his way home, being Tuesday, and they have no power. They got hit really bad in Grand Rapids and Detroit area last night with the storm. We didn't get nearly enough water. So, but anyways, so what she did was, and I've seen all these people, they put the teaspoon or tablespoon of butter on top and then salt. But she actually did it to where she put her butter right on the potatoes and then salt and pepper. But instead of doing that, I'm actually going to use this complete seasoning because when we did the potatoes with that the other day, you guys, it was so good. It was so, so good. And remember, when you are frying these or doing something else with them, you can always add more flavoring. So I'm going to mix that together. And we're going to pour that over our potatoes. And we're going to mix that together. Probably end up using my hands anyway because I want to make sure every potato is covered. Because what they say is because of the butter in there and then the liquid that it creates, it actually is dry canning, but it'll help so that, like a scientist said, with the butter and the liquid that comes off the potatoes, it's actually not like dry canning. And your temperature inside your canner should get up to the 240 degrees, which makes them safe for botulism. Most of the other ones, they did not peel their potatoes. I did. So all of our potatoes have been peeled, soaked, washed, all that good stuff. And if you notice, there's not too much spice on there, which is okay. All right. So now, of course, it's way over there. So when you can potatoes like this, you want to make sure that you fill your jar pretty full because they will shrink. I'll be lucky if I get 4 quarts on this. I tell you. But you still want to push them down and stay within that 1-inch head space. So see, once I push them down, there's room for more. That's why I say I might have enough for 4, maybe. I think with him coming home today, I think I'll have him go get me another 5-pound bag and then do something with the ones I have already here, plus what's left of the ones that we bought. And this will even have the butter in the bottom, so. Alright, let me get these jars packed up, and then we'll be back to can them. Alright, so I ended up with 5 quarts. They're not pushed down real hard, but they should be fine. So I'm going to go through, and I'm going to clean the rims. Then I'm going to do something that I seen Ruth Ann do, and I thought that was a really good idea because, you know, this butter can be very oily. Well, it is all fat, basically. I really hope these turn out as good as hers did because they look amazing. And then I'm going to go through with the dry cloth over top of that to make sure you get everything else off. And I thought that was a really, really good idea. Now I am going to use my Superb lids again today. And remember, they have lengthened the sale till the 31st. So if you haven't had a chance to get that 25% off, go get them. Because it makes them really, really inexpensive. We're going to put all of our lids on there. And I just put bee potato, so I know that they're butter potatoes. The 2 I already wrote on, I'll use for storage. Now I'm going to make sure my hands are dry. You want to do them fingertip tight. Make sure they're threaded good. Like that one, I won't trust the thread. I've only had that happen twice. And that's not good when you're, you know, do all that work. And, well, guess what? It blows the lid off. That's not a good feeling. All right. So we got 5 jars in there. 5 quarts is better than no quarts. That's how I look at it. We're going to put the lid on my canner. And we are going to start that up. Now, so what we're looking for is over here, there's the vent pipe. And you want that to vent for 10 minutes. Don't anybody tell you that you don't do that. Please make sure you do that. Because that's what builds all that pressure and everything inside so that it's safe to can. I seen someone water bathing can today. Potatoes. And people can do what they choose to do, but I don't feel that's safe, especially because it's a root vegetable, and I just don't think the water bath can get hot enough. So I will always pressure can mine, or I won't do it. So we're going to let this come to steam. Once it does, we're going to time it to go for 10 minutes. Then I'll put my jiggler on, wherever I hit her. And then these will can for 40 minutes. 35 if you do pints. Alright, so now my weight is jiggling. And it's ready to go. So I've got my timer set for 40 minutes. Make sure that, you know, for any of you new canners, make sure you do not take that weighted gauge off or the lid till it's completely cooled down on its own. Because I've done that once and busted a jar. So that was a long time ago, but you learn from your mistakes. Well, at least you hope to and try to. So make sure that there are a few safe steps that you always use, like the 10 minutes of steaming. Make sure that it's always jiggling or it going and then starting over again. And make sure that you always let that pressure come down on its own. It's not like water bath canning where you can wait a couple minutes and take the lid off. Not like that at all. So I'll be back when these are done and meet you on the other side of the kitchen. Alright, so there we go. 5 beautiful quarts of what I'm going to call butter potatoes. And there's the butter in the bottom. So the goal is when you use these, you're just going to pour them right in the pan to either fry or put them in your soup or whatever it happens to be. But those look beautiful. Look at those. So another way to use up the potatoes. And again, I use my Superb. The link will be below. You will love those lids. Make sure you try them. You guys have a blessed day. Be a blessing, and see you later.